flash news program on Azerbaycan Television. With you, your host, Nadia Cindy, with the most important events of the day. On February 11th, the 7th ministerial meeting of the Southern Gas Corridor Advisory Council was held in the format of a video conference. President İlham addressed the meeting.
President of the Republic of Azerbaijan İlham delivered a speech at the meeting of the Southern Gas Corridor Advisory Council. European Union Commissioner for Energy, Kadri Simpson, EU Commissioner for Neighbourhood Policy and Enlargement Negotiations, Oliver Varheli, and Azerbaijan's Minister of Energy, Pervez Shahbazov, made opening remarks at the meeting. Following the submission of a report by the consortium members on the completion of the Southern Gas Corridor, the ministers and heads of delegations made speeches. The meeting was attended by ministers and other high-level representatives from 18 countries, including Azerbaijan. The event also brought together heads of 5 leading international financial institutions and 18 major companies engaged in the project.
On February 11th, an event was held in a video format on the occasion of the International Day of Women and Girls in Science, as part of the Year of Women declared by ASESCO. First Vice President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Mehriban Aliyeva, addressed the meeting.
Welcoming the participants, Director General of ISESCO, Salim Al-Malik, stressed the importance of the role of science in the future of the younger generation, noting that events on women's participation in science will be held as part of the Year of Women declared by ISESCO. Noting that prominent people will speak at the event, Salim Al-Malik first presented a video address by First Vice President of Azerbaijan, Mehriban Aliyeva. Expressing satisfaction with the participation in the event, Mehriban Aliyeva said she appreciated the invitation as a manifestation of the high appreciation of the policy pursued in Azerbaijan for the development of women's participation in education and science. Speaking about the mission of the organization to protect the Islamic cultural heritage and to promote education and science in the Muslim world, as well as productive cooperation between Azerbaijan and ISESCO, the First Vice President praised the Director General for the attention given to the topic under the discussion in line with the United Nations General Assembly resolution that declared the 11th of February as the International Day of Women and Girls in Science. Mehriban Aliyeva spoke about the role of science, technology and innovation in addressing global challenges and the importance of science and gender equality in achieving international development goals, including the UN 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. Mehriban Aliyeva said that the proclamation of 2021 as the Year of Women is not only the manifestation of the importance attached by the organization to the role of women in our societies, but also the recognition of their unique contribution to a better and safer world. The First Vice President emphasized the need to pay tribute to all those women who today are at the front line of confronting the COVID-19 pandemic as doctors, medical scientists and healthcare workers, and that we can be proud of the critical role played by women researchers in different stages of the fight against COVID-19, from developing techniques for testing to creating vaccines against the virus. Mehriban Aliyeva highlighted the drilling of the world's first industrial oil well, opening the first opera in the Orient, or more importantly, establishing the first democratic republic in the Muslim world more than 1 century ago. Azerbaijan has also entered history as one of the first nations in the world to provide women with the right to vote and to be elected back in 1918. As to girls' education, the first secular school for girls in the Muslims was opened by Azerbaijani philanthropist Zeynalabdin Taghiyev in Baku back in 1901. The first vice president said that globally girls make up only 35% of all students who study in science, technology, engineering and mathematics subjects, and in Azerbaijan this number is 40% higher than the world's average. Mehriban Aliyeva noted that mentorship program Women in STEAM, recently launched by Azerbaijan together with the UN Development Program that links young female professionals and students with STEM role models, so that they receive the advice they need to address the challenges facing their education and careers. Saying that science, technology and innovation are important drivers of socio-economic development of the societies around the world, Mehriban Aliyeva, as ISESCO Goodwill Ambassador, called on all member states to invest more in these sectors, develop necessary policies and joint action plans, and underscored the need to design innovative financing mechanisms to equip women and girls with the necessary skills for tomorrow's labor market. Azerbaijan is ready to provide its contribution in this regard. First Vice President of Azerbaijan, Mehriban Aliyeva, expressed her deep gratitude to the ISESCO, personally to Director General Dr. Salim Al-Malik for the valuable support during last year's 44-day patriotic war, as a result of which Azerbaijan liberated its occupied territories after almost 30 years of occupation by Armenia and thus restored historical justice. Saying that 1 month ago, at the invitation of President of Azerbaijan, a delegation of ISESCO led by the Director General visited Azerbaijan and had a chance to visit some of our liberated lands and witness with their own eyes the scope of destruction and vandalism, including tens of desecrated mosques and hundreds of destroyed historical monuments, Mehriban Aliyeva stressed that now the government faces a huge task to bring life back to the liberated territories and to ensure the return of Azerbaijani internally displaced persons to their native lands, to restore destroyed cities and villages, to build schools therein, to restore the cultural heritage and not only of Islamic origin but of all religions as a whole. Mehriban Aliyeva highly appreciated ISESCO's readiness to work with the government of Azerbaijan, assessing the damage to Azerbaijan's cultural heritage sites destroyed during occupation. The first Vice President asked to accept the special gratitude for considering the opening of ISESCO regional office in Azerbaijan, which, among other fields, could strengthen our cooperation in the field of science, with a specific focus to increase the role of women and girls in science. In conclusion, Mehriban Aliyeva wishes ISESCO every success in its noble and important work, and to all the participants and their families, good health, happiness, and best of luck. Director General of ISESCO Salim Al-Malik thanked Mehriban Aliyeva for her inspiring speech addressed to ISESCO and scientists and assured that the organization would support all member states in the field of science, education and culture. Speakers at the event stressed the importance of closing the existing gap in education at the global level, ensuring gender equality in this area. They said that it is important to ensure that young girls are engaged in science and that women build their careers in science. It was stressed that in order to solve problems of the humanity, women should be more involved in science and provided with inclusive and quality education.
The armed forces of Turkey and Azerbaijan have shown that they are capable of fulfilling any task assigned to them on land, sea and air. The Turkish National Defense Minister Hulusi Akar at the final stage of the Winter Training 2021 in Kars. On February 11th, the defense ministers of the two Brazilian countries observed the results of the exercises, the level of cooperation and coordination in the field of joint activities. Hulusi Akar and Zakir Hasanov praised the synchronization of fire and maneuverability in combat, the development of training in winter accommodation, nutrition, catering and other activities, as well as ensuring the operation of the command and control system in winter conditions. It should be noted that the Winter Trainings 2021 joint Azerbaijani-Turkish exercises, which began on February 1st, have entered the final stage.
Bu altılısı. Tamburalı bomba atar. Aynı.
Hava hücum harekatı icra etmektedir.
Officers of the Lachin Police Department found a large number of mines planted by the enemy when they were in the İştepe area of qocaman region in connection with their service activities. This was reported to the Mine Clearance Agency. 33 anti-personnel and anti-tank mines were found during the inspection. During the mine clearance operations carried out since September 27th, more than 15 million square meters were inspected, 8,972 anti-personnel and anti-tank mines and 6,569 unexploded ordnances were found and neutralized. According to the Mine Clearance Agency, mine and unexploded ordnance clearing operations are being carried out in Ağdam, Füzuli, Cəbrayıl, Zəngilan, Qubadlı, Tərtər regions and Şuşa city. Additionally, mine and unexploded ordnance clearing operations continue in the territories of Bərdə, Ağdam, Füzuli, Zəngilan, Ağbənd, where the railway lines will pass, Füzuli, Şuşa, Suqovuşan, Talış, Tapqaraqoyunlu, where the highways will cross, and in the territories of Füzuli, Şuşa, Ağdam and Tərtər district, Suqovuşan village, where high-voltage power lines will pass, including in the sowing areas of Qubadlı, Ağdam and Zəngilan districts. Mined and exploded ordnance clearing operations are conducted with the support of manual mine clearing, mechanical mine clearing machines, and mine detection dogs. 140 infections with the novel coronavirus were registered in Azerbaijan. 205 people recovered after treatment and were released home. 3 people who earlier tested positive for COVID-19 died. The overall confirmed cases in Azerbaijan have reached 231,649, with 226,119 recoveries and 3,170 deaths. The number of active infections is 2,360. To detect new infection cases over the past day, 7,315 tests, and overall 2,478,223 tests have been conducted in Azerbaijan. The task force under the Cabinet of Ministers reported. That was all for the day. Thank you for being with us and see you next time.